guys. Welcome aboard again. Let's see. I figure we go fly someplace where there's some weather, so we're going Detroit to New York. Detroit to JFK to be specific. So let's jump into the airplane here, get stuff fired up. First thing is first, let's get our volumes up. And we'll get battery 1 and 2 on. External power on. Let's go ahead and load the flight plan here. And get the plane started here with GSX. We'll start the loading.
Refueling truck is on its way. Boarding requested.
There, we'll get up top. Get the plane ready to go here. So nav's aligning, crew oxygen on, fuel pumps on, cabin temps down, and strobes, come on. Strobes to auto. Logo and nav lights on. We'll get the APU started up. And no smoking auto. Emergency exit. Lighting enabled here. Let's go.
Fuel truck is in position.
I haven't flown the Spirit airplane in a little bit, so I'm not quite sure what the announcements are going to be, but we'll see. Alright, we'll get some lights on in the cockpit, transponder on auto.
Thank you for your attention and welcome aboard.
Let's go ahead and get the flight loaded, and boy, I don't even remember what the Spirit Airways symbol was. So I'm just going to say, AA77, whatever, it doesn't matter for the flight. I think it was NK. NK was the call sign for Spirit. I guess we can do that. We'll do the right thing. NK77. There we go. Cost index for today, 5. We're going up to 37,000 feet. I'm going to turn up my music there, just so my volume, so I can hear what's going on in the background there. Okay, let's see here. Winds. Let's go ahead and request the winds. Alright, and flight plan. Out of Detroit, taking off 21 right. Alright, do we really want to do that? 21 right, huh? Wish we could do 21 left. That'd be a lot
Use
easier.
your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
I think I'm going to do 21. Is that left or right? Let me see. No. What's got us on 21 right? So I want to go all the way to 22 left would be better. No, we'll stick with the plan here. 21 right. Okay. A little bit more taxiing on the ground here. 21 right it is. And let's see, departing out, our departure is going to be Pavel 3. And do we have a transition, Mr. Doc? We'll get that put in there. Arrival into JFK. It looks like it's going to be landing runway 22 left. ILS runway 22 left. Let's go ahead and pick that. This will make for a nice little arrival here. Right over, excuse me, right over Manhattan. ILS 22 left. And the arrival is going to be Lindy 8. Oop, went by it. Transition levels, which we don't have any. Okay, so I'm going to do via... Come on there, mouse. My mouse has been acting up on me. Via symbol. Let's go ahead and insert that. And I'm going to take a quick look at it just to make sure. Alright, we'll zoom out over here. Only jump into the stream, see if anybody's on board yet. Okay, depart out of there, quick left turn, heading east, and I think I'm going to have to remove, yeah, LGA right there. So I'm going to get rid of LGA. Clear that one. Clear the discontinuity there. We'll insert that. And then that makes a big loop, as you can tell, right all the way around. Nice little scenic approach into JFK. All right, that looks good. Let's go over here, and I'm not going to change my weights here because I forgot to do that yet. Again, I'm still on European kilograms and such, so we'll just leave that as is. Runway 21 right. It looks dry for the moment. Let's go ahead and load the preliminary load sheet. We'll update the weather, calculate, send to the McDo 2992. That looks good. All right, 2992, 2992, 2992 confirmed. Now our altitude we said was going to be, what, 37,000 feet?
Thank you all for choosing Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, we're heading up there today.
All large
Okay.
items should be placed in overhead bins, and all smaller items can go right under the seat in front of you. You can continue to use your cell phone until the doors are closed.
So thunderstorms pretty much all along the route here. We can take a look at that in a minute. Let's make sure everything else is set up down
You
here.
can also take a look at the menus in the seatback pockets in front of you. Thank you for your attention, and welcome.
Halfway decent weather though in New York, so we should have a decent view of Manhattan coming in. All right, that looks good. We're in standby. Got 3 minutes to alignment. And let's see if fuel truck's still fueling us up here. Just finishing up. Go seatbelt signs on. And let me go ahead and bring up the weather over here. So you can see Detroit to New York there. Pretty much just a couple lines of thunderstorms right there. We can take a look at the actual radar here too. Just kind of skirting the north end of this little branch here, and then like I said, looking pretty decent coming into JFK. All right, APU master on. We'll get the APU started. So flight time today in the air, 1 hour, 7 minutes. We'll see if we can trim that down a little bit. We'll pick up a little bit of speed once we get up to altitude. Alright, look here, so I don't know where they're loading from, but just disregard that. Little quirk here of the gate I picked, I think. Pushback, nose right. And then we're going to taxi all the way around to the other side of the airport. Get some lighting on in the cockpit here, because it's getting a little dark under the clouds, that is.
Thank you all for choosing Spirit Airlines. All large items should be placed in overhead bins, and all smaller items can go right under the seat in front of you. You can continue to use your cell phone until the doors are closed. If you want to check out our snacks and drinks that we have available for purchase, we ask you to download the Spirit app before the aircraft doors.
I think I'm going to have to reload SimBrief because our passengers are not loading.
Thank you for your attention and welcome aboard.
Come on, restart it. The joys of GSX here. All right, hopefully that fixes it. We'll see. Alright, looks like we got half the bags loaded. There we go, instantly all aboard. Alright, that was a quick load. Hey, I'm good with that. Alright, we'll send that to the McDo. Let's come over here, get the GPU off, chocks off. Prepare for departure. And we'll acknowledge our load sheet.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yikes. Alright, beacon on. And what did I say? Nose right.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Alright, nose right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, starting number 2.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David. Working with me today in the cabin are Melinda and Carly. We would like your attention as we go over important safety features of this Airbus aircraft. Please follow along with the aircraft safety information card located in the seat back pocket in front of you. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal tab into the buckle. To tighten, pull the loose end of the strap, and to release, lift up the flat portion of the buckle. Your seatbelt should be secured low and tight about your hips and worn anytime you are seated. Sign light to all emergency exits. All exits are equipped with evacuation slides.
Alright, good start at number 1, or correction number 2, starting
Look around
number 1.
and locate the exit nearest to you, keeping in mind your nearest exit may be behind you. If needed, oxygen masks will drop from the compartment above your seat. Pull the mask towards your face, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Secure the mask with the elastic strap. Although oxygen will be flowing, the plastic bag may not appear.
Oh boy.
A crew member will inform you when it is safe to remove your mask.
The second flight of the day.
Please set parking brakes.
Alright, parking
Unlocking
brake
gear.
on.
Passengers seated in our economy seats, a life vest is located under your seat. For passengers seated in big front seats, life vests are located between your seats. All life vests can be used for adults and children. Infant life vests will be provided by the crew if necessary. To use it, tear open the plastic pouch, remove the vest and slip it over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, fasten the buckle, and pull the tab on the loose end of the strap to lighten. Upon exiting the aircraft, pull down the red tab.
You got the company hangar off
To
in the
manually
distance
place,
there.
blow into the tube
Spirit
at
Airways.
shoulder level. A water-activated rescue light is attached to each vest. Your safety information card shows raft locations and the proper use of all
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
law requires passenger compliance with
Right.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
and crew instructions.
Good start on 1 and 2. Nighters
Spirit
to
Airlines does not
normal.
allow smoking on board, and federal law prohibits tampering with or disabling or destroying any lavatory smoke detector.
Alright, and I think we did that. Let's go over to performance here. Flaps 3 today. 1, 2, 3.
All carry-on items are stowed.
And down
Thank you for your
0,
attention and
3.
welcome aboard.
Right about there, it's good. Alright, see the pin. Excuse me, taxi light on. Let's go ahead and get the transponder TARA. We'll get the weather radar on. System 1 today, and spoilers armed. Okay, parking, or sorry, correction, auto brakes to max, parking brake off. And takeoff config, normal. Now we've got a little bit of a taxi right here, unfortunately. We're going to the parallel runway off to the other side, to the left of us here. Other side of the terminal. We'll have a little bit of taxi music. take taxiway Bravo to Victor.
Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. The cabin is now secured for departure.
Oh, that's super. Alright, left at Mike, and then all the way down to the end of 2-1 right. Alright, terrain can come on. And here's Mike. Alright, we'll let the crew know we're almost there. Say Toga, how you doing? So you say you create the flight in SimBrief, but when you import it into Navigraph, it doesn't end at the correct runway. You can just change the runway. You normally it won't have the actual approach when you import it. It might have the runway, but it will not have the approach. So what you can do is you can go in there, click on the little button next to the approach, and just you can change whatever you want. You can change the runway, you can change the approach as you see fit. Alright, I think we're ready to get out of here. Yeah, I can kind of show you that on Navigraph once we get in the air here. Alright. Landing lights on. Okay, let's go 10 on there. Chrono. Flex power set. Man flex 55. SRS no blue. here. Alright, B1, rotate. Come on, up we go. Hey, positive brake, flaps up. It's a funky departure with 3 flaps always. You can see we're getting bounced around just a little bit here. Alright, flaps 2. Auto brake off and climb power set. There you go, flaps 1. And autopilot 1 on. Okay, flap 0, speed check. Those engines sound nice. We should be making a left-hand turn here really quick in a second. Looks like we're going to hit a little bit of shower activity here. Yep. Let's take a quick look at our temps. Positive 25, so no engine anti-ice needed.
For your safety and the safety of those around you, please keep your seatbelt fastened.
All right, turn that down a little bit.
Even when the seatbelt sign is off. We would like to remind you that all Spirit Airlines flights are non-smoking. Smoking, including the use
And I
of
realize I never turned the APU off.
never permitted
So
in the cabin
APU's
or lounge.
going off now.
At this time, you may use approved electronic devices. If you are going to enjoy a movie or music, please make sure you are using headphones for everyone's comfort. We are excited to offer in-flight snacks and beverages available for purchase. Spirit Airlines is completely cashless. We happily accept credit and debit cards.
There's the
for all
airport off in the
non-purchases.
distance.
Flight attendants will be coming through the aisle shortly.
Alright, make sure everything's cleaned up. I guess that would be the after takeoff checklist. APU is cooling down. Now we kind of hold here for at 7,000 until we get past the Yimmy right there. We have to hold at 7,000 and then we can go up to 9 and then finally up to our final altitude there. I just love the way those engines sound. Yeah, stormy out here in Detroit, as usual. Seems like they have all the weather over here, as opposed to the West Coast, where I'm used to flying. Alright, landing lights off. Let the flight crew know we are at 10,000. We'll hold on the seatbelt sign though until we get up above this. So let's see here. Say Toga, you say you create a flight in SimBrief, but then you import it into Navigraph. The flight does not end at the correct runway, and the plane will continue flying. How to fix? Okay, so let me go ahead and I'll pull this up. Here's my Navigraph. So what I'll do here, I'll just unload. Okay, so what I do is I go import from SimBrief. Here's my flight that I created, right? And as you can see, it does not have the approach, right? It has us going to the runway, but it doesn't select the approach. So you have to hit select, and you can see right down here, it gives you a nice little plan of all the different ones. Here's where I'm coming in from Lindy right here. So I'm actually going to select this one. That's the one I selected. You can see it gets highlighted because we're going to kind of fly out right over the airport and then make a left-hand pattern back into the airport, and then you do add to route, and there you go. Now when you get in a plane, if you remember when I went in there into the actual flight plan, I removed the LaGuardia, the LGA, as a waypoint here, so we're going direct from Lindy over to Climb instead of making this kind of goofy turn right here. So that's how you do that, and you can always change this. So if you're on the fly and whatever you're flying on VATSIM, you may not know what your approach is going to be until you're at 20-30 miles from the airport. So you can always change it in the airplane. Now doing Navigraph there isn't going to do anything, but again, when you come in here and you're selecting your destination here, you can see 22 left and all the waypoints. That's where I had to kind of scoot down, and I had to remove the last waypoint there between Lindy and Climb, which was the LaGuardia VOR. So I just hit clear, remove that, and then insert it. Hello there, Shazab. Hope I'm not butchering that up too much. Anyway, say Toga, I hope that makes sense. So you got to play around with it too. The more you play around with it, you'll figure out one thing or another, and pretty soon you'll know your way around it. It always helps to watch other streamers, that are flying, if they're flying to Fenix or whatever. And then some of the bigger streamers, some of the real life pilots there that you'll find on YouTube are very helpful too. They have a lot of tutorials that they put out specifically for each airplane. Man, clouds here. I'm not used to seeing clouds living in Southern California. Watching from Pakistan. Wow. Welcome aboard. Oh, we're flying JFK. Detroit to JFK. you got a better view here out the left. And yes, I'm still drinking my my coffee here. It's my afternoon coffee, after lunch coffee. All right, 18,000 feet is cleared. Let's go standard atmosphere. Let's take a look at our temperature here. We're right at +10. So I'm going to go engine ice on, engine anti-ice, I should say. 1 and 2 on as we climb out through the clouds here. And temperature's dropping a little bit here as we go, so we're within that +10 degrees true air temp. So you can still get icing even if it's +10. I got the Xbox just for this game. Cool. Yep. Yeah, and a lot of the planes and stuff like that are being ported over to the Xbox version. I'm not sure about the Fenix, which is what we're flying. The Fenix Airbus A320. I still have not figured out how to clean the windows on the airplane, though. Unless that's an option someplace. Now, we should be breaking out here in a minute. For the cabin announcements, so the Fenix Airbus has that functionality built into it, but you have to download separate announcements for each airline. So if you do a Google search or a YouTube search on Fenix cabin announcements, you'll find one that kind of tells you where to go, where to get them, and how to set them up. You have to put them into a folder in your community folder, and you have to have a different one for each airline. So for like Delta Airlines, for instance, you have to have a folder there, DAL. There's a specific, you have to use the airline code. And then the announcements, which are just basically sound files with everything named, pushback announcement, cabin announcement, this, that, the other thing. But people have built out those already, and so that you can download those. They used to have them on the Fenix site. They used to be able to download them from their Discord, but I guess because people were making their own and they were using copyrighted music and stuff like that, so they stopped doing that. So you have to kind of dig around a little bit to find out where you can find pre-built ones for the particular airline. I happened to download all mine before Fenix kind of shut down their Discord because of the copyright issue. But I'm sure they're still around. I still got to go out and find a few more for different airlines that I want to fly. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah, you can create your own. You can create everything. Create your own airline, do the paint, do the masks for your own airline. A lot of the different guys there's a few out there that have done that. Let's see here. What are we still? +1. Still climbing out through this stuff here. Alright, so far smooth ride, so I'm going to turn seatbelt sign off. Now normally it would not be a smooth ride flying through this, but hey, it's a simulator. Alright, I think we're through most of the stuff there. Let's see. Probably going to tell me. Let's see. Anti-ice detected. Alright, well, see, it's saying it wants it on. I was going to turn it off because we're kind of out of it right now. We'll leave it on for a minute. I gotta go freshen up my coffee too. Come on, anti-ice. We're right over Lake Erie, smack dab in the center of it. Alright, -3. I think we're through most of the clouds here. Let's see if it's still gonna... Yeah, it's still gonna tell me. Ice detected. Anti-ice. Ice detected. Come on. Really? Alright. I'll leave it on. Plane wants anti-ice on for a little bit. So, you have different ice protection, so you've got the wing and then also engine anti-ice. So if you're climbing out and you've got icing conditions, especially in the engines, I guess I'm not sure. I think they're heated. It heats, it blows hot air around into the blades. Kind of some of the air from the exhaust gets put back into the front of the engine to keep the ice from forming on the inside of the engine while you're flying through the cloud, which is the moisture that's going to freeze onto the blades. So that's what the icing is. And generally, whenever I'm flying, and you're between like -10 to +10, you want to have the engine anti-icing on. And then if you really get into some heavy icing, you will see icing start to develop around like the edge of the cowling here, and then also along the edge of the wing. That's loud, huh? Back there. I'll sit in that seat. And we'll keep the icing on. Anti-ice on for the engines until it says no ice detected. I just passing underneath the contrail there. Yeah, I can see it's starting to clear out over here towards the east side of Lake Erie. What do we have? Where's Buffalo? Or am I? No, I'm not far enough. Sorry. It's Cleveland. There we go. Cleveland back there in, well, way back there in the clouds. All right, we're almost at 37,000, and then I'm going to I'm going to bump our speed up. Let's see what we've got planned. Mach 0.76. I'm going to bump it up to Mach 0.80. How's our headwind? We got a tailwind. Actually, this is going to be a short flight. Wow. So our tailwind, almost a direct tailwind, 63 knots right now. Yeah, it depends on the plane too. Some of them aren't modeled, but some of them do model. So it's plane specific. If you will actually see the icing forming, you'll see little spots, little kind of spots of it starting to form. All right, there we go. Finally, no ice detected right there. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn our engine icing off. And we got about 1,800 feet to go. Also, the engine icing, since I'm not positive on this, but this is my guess. I just haven't bothered to look. But it like I said, it does take some of the exhaust and funnels it back around to the front of the engine. It impacts your rate of climb a little bit, which is why I don't like having it on for that long. Because it slows us down, slows our climb down quite a bit. Yeah, man, what do we got? Just about 1,000 feet to go, 800 feet to go. Then I'll bump us up and I can go freshen up my coffee. And let's see here, we can take a look at weather here really quick too. Let's go weather, and there is, what are we looking at here? Cloud cover. So you can see our cloud cover that we just came through. Otherwise, pretty good approach. No significant clouds down at, what level are we on? Let's just go now. Yep, we're at now. And then let's take a look at significant weather. Yeah, just some turbulence and icing here and there, but nothing that needs to bother us. Wait a minute. Let's take that off. Look at the turbulence. I think all those icing reports on the significant weather were earlier. Yeah, see, so if we look at that, yeah, it's a little patch of icing, but this is all moved off. All right, there we go. 37,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and go to manual on the speed and bump it up to Mach 0.80, so we'll make even better time here. So right now showing 34 minutes to JFK, but that'll creep down as we pick up a little bit more speed here. In A320, when we take off, we open flaps. Well, you have to have your flaps set to something. Usually that's calculated by SimBrief will tell you, or I'm sorry, the airplane will tell you once you calculate it here. So you go over to your takeoff performance here, and this will come from SimBrief. You load your load sheet. You can make any changes here. Usually I take off with my packs on, though I think in the real world a lot of time they take off with the packs off. It's just easier for me to do it with the packs on. You sync it and then it calculates and it'll tell you your flap setting right here. So it'll say flaps and the so like in this case we had flaps 3 and the trim was down 0.03. And it's different for, the payload and the conditions. Get my views back here. All right, I'm gonna leave you with this view for right this second, or maybe let's see. Yeah, I guess that's the best view. I'll leave you with this view here. You keep an eye on things for 1 second. I'm gonna go fill up my coffee and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. You had a fresh splash of coffee there. And that mic seems to be picking up everything here. There we go. Then you gotta check my filters on my mic. I'm not gonna change anything right now, but I usually have some filters on my mic so it doesn't pick up every time I put the coffee up and down on my table. Alright, company message here. Let's see, hopefully we took off on time. Alright, now everything good there. And go back over to our performance page. Alright, how are we looking here? Top of descent is 157 miles away. Let's go ahead and check our weather there, which conveniently we can get. We'll get it from over here. JFK, we're running landing runway 22 left. It's dry. Let's go ahead and actually refresh the METAR. There we go. So we got winds out of the south at 10, which is good because we're coming in at 22 left. 10 miles, visibility, few at 5,000 broken, 9,500 broken, 13,000 broken, 25,000. 26 for the temp, and 299.1. And remarks, just your standard AO2 and sea level pressure and temperature data there. By the way, if you ever want to know, this is remarks, and then AO2 is automated observation 2. The 2 means that the automated observation platform has the capability to measure rainfall. That's what the AO2, you might see AO1, which means it does not have rainfall measuring. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and set our weather here for our destination. Let me turn that way. I really got to change that. I keep forgetting to do that. I've got. I still have the airplane on European mode, or the Fenix on European mode. I'm going to take a look at the weather here on my other screen. We've got 299.1, which is a QNH of 1012. Temperature, what do we say, is 26. The winds 180 at 10. And if we take a look at our ILS here that we'll be doing, and kind of bring that over right there. I guess we can go to, where's my daytime charts? There we go. 212 for the Barrow and 200 for the radar altimeter. I usually just pick the radar and punch 200 in right there. All right, descent, back to cruise. Yeah, so some of this cloud cover should clear up. We can take a look at the radar too. Let me bring that up here in a second. Let's see here, localized, there we go. We'll take a quick look at. Take a look at the local radar here in New York. Should make that bigger, there we go. Yeah, so there you go. You can see Long Island right here. And in New York, we're landing right over here. You can see just a few clouds popping up here and there. A little bit of high cloud coming through, but for the most part, we should have a nice arrival right over Manhattan. And then we do a little loop around and then back into JFK. You know, I forgot to put the music on. Oh well. Here you go, some music. Alright, making our final turn, heading down towards the greater New York City area. Top of descent showing up there. Right about 110 or something. What is it? 108. Pretty close. And it was dark over there in Detroit, wasn't it? I thought it was going to be darker. Yeah, we definitely got a good tailwind here. Our ground speed is showing up at 526 knots. True airspeed there at 468, so. And again, I do have the Mach bugged up to 0.80. Alright, anyway, we can get ready for our descent, even though it's like 100 miles away. Since I'm not on VATSIM or anything, we're going to clear ourselves all the way down to the final approach point, which is at 1,800 feet. So let me go ahead and bring that down to 1,800. I always like to play around with different views in the cockpit here too. Where's the pilot? And turn the terrain on the co-pilot side here too. And there's our top of descent just coming into view. We're at what, about 80 miles to top of descent. Now, also, by the way, for the cabin announcements, who was it that was asking about it? I gotta look back on my thing here, but here is the link from the Fenix website where they actually describe it, and they actually do link there to, I believe, one of the videos. Let me see if they still have it up there. They give you the file structure. Oh, they used to have a video link. But anyway, if you just look up, Fenix cabin announcements on YouTube, you'll find a bunch of guys kind of going into detail on, stepping you through the process there. Well, let's jump over here. What do we got? 57 miles for the descent. Let's open the cabin here. I don't know if the passengers show up in flight. I haven't done this yet, so because you have passengers from GSX. No, unfortunately, looks like they do not. They only show up during the boarding and unboarding here, but here's where I come to get my coffee, right here. We'll take a quick tour of the A320 here. It would be nice if they had the passengers in flight too. Got a little med kit right there. Is that defibrillator? Protective breathing equipment. Okay. Gas mask. Or, oxygen mask. Portable oxygen mask. More coffee. Yummy. That makes me want to drink coffee. Alright, we're going to go forward here because I think we're getting close to our top of descent. No, 40 miles. Alright, let's go ahead and close the door. Oh, you know what? I am going to pop out here just for 1 second. We're going to jump into the menu because I want to make sure I have my clouds set on Ultra, because I think I just had everything on high end, and I wanted my clouds. Where are they? Terrain, shadow. I wanted my clouds on Ultra. There we go. Ultra. There we go. Apply. Go back. Resume. All right. There we go. It just makes for better, slightly better looking clouds. So I think I usually fly, when I fly an airliner, I fly on high end with the clouds on Ultra. When I fly general aviation, I fly everything on Ultra. Let's get ready for this descent. So we've got air altitude bugged up. Coming up to like 30 miles there. We'll wait till about 10, and then we'll go back to our managed speed, get slowed up. Let's get rid of that. Get my map up here. Yeah, get rid of that. Let's just go VFR here so we can see where we are at. Stop that. Okay. There we go. Right there, coming up to, what is that? It's hard to tell sometimes, especially on a BFR map. We could just go world map. And then at least we get the, city names and that sort of thing. Wilkinsboro. Right. Yep, coming right over the top of it.
1900 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility niner. Sky condition few clouds at 2005.
I didn't even hear who that was, but we're good. Normally when I'm flying like Detroit to New York, it's always at nighttime, so this will be a little bit different for me too. I usually fly with real world weather, and I'm either flying in the early morning because I'm Pacific time. So if I fly, 9 o'clock my time here, that's about noon on the East Coast, and sort of late afternoon, evening in Europe. Or if I'm flying late evening here, say 6, 7 o'clock local PM Pacific time, then it's like, 10 o'clock East Coast time, and then like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. European time, or generally, GMT, someplace right around there. So I'll see the sunset or sunrise when I'm flying in Europe. But like I said, I normally, for whatever reason, when I'm flying out here on the East Coast, it'll be usually a nighttime flight because I like flying East Coast. I like flying at nighttime just to see the city lights, that sort of thing. So I almost never fly over here in the daytime. You know what? We forgot to do our speed. Yapping over here. All right, and we'll get our speed slowed up. We'll give us a second here, and we'll hit managed altitude there. All right, cool. So we're slowing down and starting our descent. After thinking about everything else, I forgot to start our descent. Actually, I'm like, oh, this is what it looks like on the East Coast. Yeah, just keep an eye on our profile here. See if we need to use any braking speed brakes to keep us on profile. Alright, we're on the arrival. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is actually go direct climb. So I'm going to hit direct climb. It just cuts a little bit of cuts a little bit of time off right there, and gives us a little bit closer approach or route. So you can see where we are right here. Instead of coming up to the north here a little bit and then back down here to climb, we're just going to cut right across to climb so we get a better view of Manhattan. It says about 7 minutes, but that is sort of a straight shot to JFK, so we'll probably add another, I don't know, 5-6 minutes to that for our little arrival that we're doing a little loop around. A little pattern over Long Island right there, so about 15 minutes or so we should be on the ground. And you can start seeing, actually, underneath the haze right here. There we go. You can see Manhattan already. Where is it? Right there. Come on, clouds, don't start forming on us over here. What's our altitude down there at climb? 12,000, yeah, we should have a good view. Just using a little bit of speed brakes there to get slowed up. Oh, there we go. Don't add clouds. Subtract clouds, please. There we go. You can see New York City down below. Yep. And there's our airport right there. It looks really nice at night. Like I said, I normally fly here at nighttime. And there's Central Park. And I believe, yeah, Statue of Liberty right over there. Alright, let's get back in the cockpit here. Let's see, what was our altimeter setting? 29 or 9 or 1? So again, this is a big loop around. It's a little funky of arrival, but we basically do one big circuit, well, one big pattern around JFK. For the descent. That's why we're still at 17,000 feet here. And how's our temperatures? Plus 13. I think we're good. I think we'll hold off on the anti-icing. Let's see, that is Jamaica Bay. I think we'll kill the music for now, bring the sim sounds up a little bit for the arrival into JFK. We're actually directly over JFK right now. Get some speed brakes out here. We're a little bit too fast. Looking up Long Island. let's see, we're landing 22 left, and then we'll take a right hand off of the runway, either on Hotel or Juliet, and then make our way to the ramp. Okay, right around 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get landing lights on. Get the seatbelt signs on. Looking back for our airport. Behind the cloud right there, I believe.
As you may have noticed, we've begun our descent. We'll be arriving shortly. Please ensure you carry on this tucked away. Your tray table is stowed, armrests down, and windows are open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened. We will make one final pass around the cabin to collect any remaining garbage. We will be on the ground shortly. Thank you.
Cabin crew, seats for landing.
I think you got enough time for a few more sips of coffee here. Golf, anybody? And I don't know, looks like there's be a lot of mosquitoes. Alright, let's get ourselves slowed up here. And let's see here, landing system on. Auto brake is going to be off. There we go, flaps 1. Okay, there's 200 and go flaps 2. Okay, I'm gonna arm approach mode and glide slope localizer captured. Gonna get slowed up here just a little bit. Alright, flaps 3. Just getting rid of some of the injected air traffic. Alright, we are 8.8 out. Terrain off. Alright, 6.9, gear down. Spoilers arm and full flaps. Always like the views out the side. Alright, we do have autopilot 1 and 2 engaged here. Yeah, winds are a little variable here. That's why we're kind of scooting up left and right a little bit. Autopilot off my airplane.
Minimum 200.
Landing.
Retard. 10. 5.
Reversers, spoilers up. And there's 60. Reverser stowed. Okay. Spoilers down, flaps up. Alright guys, welcome to New York City.
Spirit Airlines would like to be the first to welcome you as we arrive. Please remain seated. With
Take
your seatbelts
Juliet
securely
here,
fastened, all carry-on
and
items
looks like we're going to be
stowed until the
cut all
aircraft
the way
has come to a
across.
complete stop at the gate, and the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. Please use caution when opening overhead bins. As
Landing
items
lights
may have
off,
shifted in
taxi
flight,
on.
we invite you to visit spirit.com and Free Spirit to sign up and learn more about our loyalty program, where you can start earning with today's flight. We would like to
get
thank
our
you again
APU
for choosing
fired up.
Spirit Airlines, and we hope to have you back soon.
Let's see, where are we going to park? We're not going to taxi all around JFK here. We'll just take a Concourse B gate. Alright, flight directors can go off. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We will take Concourse B, but we're going to take a right over here. We'll go down this way. Scenery occasionally will get a little choppy here because this is Payware Airport. A little squirrely on the ground here. Alright, we'll park it and call it a day, guys. I hope you enjoyed that flight. A little hop out of Detroit through some weather and over here to JFK. Always fun little flight, especially in the daytime where you can actually see stuff. So once again, guys, I may be streaming a little bit later on today just to see the fireworks in Flight Sim. We'll be doing a general aviation flight later on in the evening, probably around. I'll have to check to see what time they actually do the fireworks come on. But probably 9 p.m. here, so it might be late elsewhere, so we'll see. Otherwise you can always watch the replay. So let's go ahead and parking brake on, engine 1 and 2 off, beacon can come off, and seatbelt signs off.
The boarding requested.
Strobes can come off, and emergency exit off. We'll get the ground power on over here. go ahead and deboard here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that flight. I'm going to pop outside here. We'll take a look take a little bit around. Ugh, I can't talk. Look around just a little bit. Here you go. Welcome to
Passengers
New
with
York
boarding
City,
sign.
guys. All right, guys, like I said, catch the next stream there, hopefully. And if you don't know when it's going to be, I don't even know when it's going to be, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell button. You'll get notified when I actually do go live. Until next time, guys, take care.